Hello, guys. How's it going? Boy, do we have big news coming up, right? We've got the amazing announcement happening today, allegedly. I believe in it. So let's get to the fun stuff. Let's not talk about this stuff. Be right back. So, hello guys. Welcome to the show. My name is Potter. Let me just break into this real quick. I'm not giving you any financial advice, and this is for entertainment purposes only, meaning you can get stuff, you can not get stuff. We don't ask that you like, subscribe, or follow. Comment would be nice, but that's up to you. I'm sure you're following a lot of people. So, did I create one? Yes, I did. For today's show, hold on, I gotta do this right. Oh, I did see this. So, Lene, right? Hold on. I've got to stop that thing from scrolling. Okay, there you go. So, before I get into the other stuff, I had to leave Stunna's group this week because after Forex posted, about being upset about the date stuff, he responding to Stunna, his response, I was like, really? You're gonna blame us? And I have a year plus as backing up how I feel about Forex, right? Like, it's support, it's not negative, but I was a little bit miffed that we were being blamed for being a little bit upset for a date that slipped, or a miscommunication that was not managed efficiently or optimally. I'm talking on corporate. So, when I responded with the emoji with the little dog that's like in the flames, the cartoon dog, and it's like, I'm fine, that's fine. And so I was asked, do you want to be next? Because they were like getting rid of people left and right. And I felt that all I was doing really was just saying, I don't know of another way to communicate that. And so when the moderator had to say that to me, I was like, you know what? I'm too involved in this. I need to step out. And so that means I've left the drip chat. I've left the drip chat. I've left the winner circle. I've left Bartertown. I've left a lot of groups because if they get you emotional, life is like really short. And, through this whole drip thing, I've lost two of the most important people in my life. So I realize what drip is and what life is. And so I don't want to occupy my time with stuff that gets me upset, right? And I'm in control of that. Nobody forces me to look at Telegram. So I'm in the Discord groups, and those are a lot more laid back, a lot less emotional. So you can kind of do the even, keel thing. You'll see some stuff, you'll be more in the know. And yeah, sometimes I want to be in and I want to celebrate with other drippers, but not when it causes you to think negatively about other people. Like, we are such a small group on this planet. Now we understand. Well, I've understood for a while, but because I've seen it with my own eyes. Now we understand that there's alien life forms that even the government is admitting, our fellow citizens are admitting that another group of citizens are keeping stuff private, right? So this world is too big for me to care about what's going on in a Telegram chat, right? I know that we are a very small community. The likelihood of us even knowing each other or being aware of each other is incredibly small. And this is just a unique opportunity. So I'm just confessing that I kind of left Telegram stuff for however long. I don't know how long I'll do it. But we're about to move into something far more important, which is Dripland is going to have a nice little, utility that will take care of the liquidity challenges that we have while we start to build more stuff on. So I'm thinking like initially that I was going to just, deposit every day, into another wallet. And then I had another strategy because it was like, okay, maybe, I should pay some bills, and wait for that wallet, because God knows if you've been in Drip and you've been a person who doesn't have a lot of, supporters or followers who are in your wallet, you took time to get there. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I know that I have a few dogs, almost nothing in Pigpen anymore. I'm in the garden. I'm not in the reservoir anymore. And I'm in this. So I don't know how I'm going to move it around, but I do know that second wallet, that second max wallet, from what I'm hearing, I don't know, no advice, is the more important one. A max wallet, you're already doing good, but having two would be, really streamlining things, especially with what we're expecting from the devs testing and the influencers testing. It seems like, there's going to be a significant push. Look at what's happening already. It's hit 22, and that's not on any mechanism. Only thing you have to do for Drip really to stop is people, if they stopped, cashing out. Nobody should do what you want. But my point is, when Splassive did this, when everybody was like, oh my God, Splassive is going to go away, it didn't hold for a month and a half. It went, in a month and a half, it went from like 20 cents to a penny, and then the developers rugged. But let's say, Lovell, what's up, dude? Right? Positive vibes only if we want to move Drip forward. Lovell, by the way, I've enjoyed your streams. I got into Telcoin. I don't think Telcoin is going to work, by the way, because of Bitcoin. They had to go through so much legislation to get that stuff done in Nebraska just to be able to sell it. And so I think Bitcoin, the purpose of Telcoin was to get people money now, but now that Bitcoin is there, I think Bitcoin disrupted Telcoin. I thought it was a great idea, but ultimately I think it's what Bitcoin is. But I wonder if we need the sentiment. Like, a lot of annoyed people get a lot of important things done, for companies, not people who are virtue signaling, but people who are actually like, I can't use because blah, blah, and blah. So I think we need a little bit of dissent, but not when it gets, personal. Again, I don't control it. You want to take it personal, have a party. I'm not drawn that way. Let's see. Lane. Lene. Do I have that right? By the way, is it Lene? Yo, who's ready for countdown today? Hey, it is a countdown stream that could be talking about a countdown for next week. There is no guarantee. There is nothing said that there's going to be a counter that starts today. I didn't see that. I saw just like the other announcements, which is just like, if everything goes okay, but I don't think that we can, say that tonight is the countdown. I want to, I did yell out loud and pump my fist like loud because I'm in a house and nobody can hear. Well, hopefully nobody can hear, because they'd be like, call the police, somebody's in trouble. But it was, when he said that last night, it was like, first, I read it first on Bartertown, right? And then I saw it. I was like, wait, is that forwarded? And then I saw it like going everywhere. That was crazy awesome. Let's see. Gary says, I'm ready like Kevin Campbell to Love for Forever. Man, he just disappeared. Like Kevin was like, he's just the greatest kid. He's just, oh, never mind. So, and then Lene said hi to Gary. Gary said hi to Lene. Lene said, right, 22 cents, and we haven't even gotten the countdown yet, right? The other thing, just to give you guys something that I do, again, not financial advice, but I look at the price of the REAP token when I look at Forex responses, right? If his token is going up, and this is not, I have not run this data at all, right? So it could be perception based, but I've noticed that we get more attention from him when that price is going down than when we get when it's going up. And I'm not saying that he's saying, oh, I got money, I got more money now. I'm saying that I think that is something that he uses as a gauge to tell how people are, listening or not happy. And those guys with the big wallets, right? So, it's interesting to use that as a kind of gauge. I think it should be factored in. I don't know what weight it should have, but I think it is an important one, just to let you guys know. I told Matt about that, and he was like, oh, that's a good one. West Side Ian, what's up? Good morning, everyone. Everyone says, hello, Ian. Lavelle says, great point, feedback is necessary. Yep, I agree. Gary said, dissension can birth innovations. True, right? It's just, if there's anything I've learned, and we already know, international, professional, traveled all around the world, not for travel, for business, that when you see somebody who is on a mission, I don't care if it's justified or not, that goes outside of the bounds of professional. Jerry Jones and, any other time, I would remember Jerry Jones and, come on, who's the coach? Jimmy Johnson. They were friends. One brought one into the other. In the NFL, Jerry Jones brought him in, Jimmy Johnson, JJ, and they did not get along at the end. They won Super Bowls together, but they did not get along at the end. You never saw that on camera, right? You didn't hear you heard about leaks, right? But there was neither one of them who was upset attacked each other using media, because you just know that when somebody is emotional, I've got the upper hand. It's like in Star Wars when Kenobi tells Anakin, "Stop! I've got the upper." What did he say? I've got the high ground, right? If somebody is upset and they're your opponent, you've got them, right? Because they're not going to be thinking. They're going to be thinking out of a righteous vengeance, which could be highly justified, or it could be it's a little justified. You're overreacting because I'm not responding to you the way that you want me to. Triggered, right? So, dissension is good, but not to where it gets, you versus me. I mean, I say it all the time on the show. You guys are bored of it. 8 billion people. Who cares about two people arguing in the street? When you use the whole world as a map or a place that you're residing, you're not gonna change the world. You're gonna make somebody's life miserable. But as any wise person says, it always comes back, right? In the times that you don't want. So West Side said, just working here. I'm way behind in the stream. Lene said, oh, wow, you said it right. Yep, it's pronounced Lene. That's what's up. I studied my French, right? Lene said, I mean, the thumbnail shows countdown on the Drip YouTube channel. I'd say we'll get that, at least the countdown. I don't know. I think we might get notifications. I think, look, it's Forex, right? And you just don't know what's going to happen, right? I'm hoping, I'd love to be wrong, but no. My mama said, like, she said, well, you got to wait for the king. I was like, I'm going to say that on stream. All right. So one of the things that I talked about was my max wallet strategy, taking that first wallet. And by the way, anybody has ideas, anybody who's had anything that worked for them, this is the max wallet strategy that I'm thinking about is kind of similar to what Ray employed. So in a way, you're kind of opening your own drip shop, right? With each wallet. You can decide, like some people use their savings account for their checking account. Some people use their savings account as their investment account. Some people use their savings account as their vacation account. How you do it is up to you. But I think the interesting thing that Ray did was he used it like a storefront, right? And a lot of he used that to facilitate a lot of his other degen stuff. He goes, there's stuff that people are comfortable getting in for a day. I'm not that guy, right? Nope. That's outside of my risk appetite. But he facilitates it. Then you gotta really start to have you really have to start managing these in a way that's structured, probably in spreadsheets and stuff, because it can get away from you quick. But my max wallet strategy was to say, I got the first one out of the way, right? You see it here. But the second one, how far do I go? Because on my second wallet, although I have taken out stuff before, it's still at 0% whale tax, right? And I think that is something that I thought about originally, but I didn't think about afterwards. I'm a gluttony for punishment. I think we all are, because we're still here, right? Drip strong, baby. So the next one is the reservoir strategy, right? So going in the reservoir is like going into BNB miner on steroids, right? Because you have 100,000 wallets supporting the reservoir, a dedicated community who's taken the most heat of anybody. Everybody's like, oh, that you do this, it won't work. And at the time they were doing it initially thinking, hey, there's only 1 million drip. Oops. But because their strategy was so sound in establishing a floor, it will clearly establish a floor. And the payout isn't BNB, so that kind of can add to your passive income if you wanted my passive income, if I wanted to use it that way. I think that strategy might be deployed maybe with a third wallet, right? Because as drip becomes more valuable, a lot of people are gonna sell, but a lot of people are gonna say, you know what? I don't want to sell this. I think I talked about this last week. A lot of us drift lifers, right? Been it since 2021, or just built a max wallet without a fan base. Why would we want to sell it? You know what I mean? We've been through so much. Even if we came in with one idea of what we wanted to do, based on us seeing all of these rugs, other projects just failing, legislation which we're winning, we're so much smarter. Like, where would you take drip? Outside of the drip ecosystem, you know what I mean? For me, it's Bitcoin. That's the other place, but I didn't get to that yet. And then there's Animal Farm Strategy. A little less warm to this one because of everything that's gone on, just being transparent and I love the guy, but man, it's like It's like watching your team in the Super Bowl. You know, you're like, run out the clock, take a knee. You know, nope. We kind of felt like we should go for it on fourth down, you know, on our own 3. We ran the metrics. Let's see. Gary said Danny D has quite a strategy. No max wallet rides under taxation. See, now that to me is, I guess I have to think about it. My initial knee jerk was like, dude, uncool, bro. Right? We're paying for you. You know what I mean? You're riding under the radar while we all have to do that? Or does he just go, well, I've got my 1% going, you know, I hydrate, I pay the tax fault, but boy, that's really bleeding the system, I think. You know, the part of the whale tax is to pay that. I don't know if I like that strategy. I accept that strategy because I don't care, but I would feel guilty about doing that. You know, the whale tax is there for a reason. And if somebody starts to say, well, we know that there's too much drip to do this now, but I'm going to control it across a whole bunch of wallets and not pay taxes on top of it, uncool, bro. I think. I have to think about it. I might change my opinion on that. It is a sleuth-like strategy, though, that does sound like it's a winner. Lene said, I'm actually really bullish on Res and need to start storing in BNB in there before the next bull run. Super solid BNB play. Yeah, I've been in that. I almost owned like 0.1% right before. But you know, Forex with, okay, I'm going to build this. Okay, I should put that there. Okay, no, I'm going to build this now. Okay, I should put it there. That was just always a place when things were getting bad that I felt like we could pull out from. And sometimes you just wanted to pay bills, right? So you just say, okay, I'm too hands-on with Reservoir. I can take it out way too easy, right? I need something that is just going to stay there. If you implement the strategy like Ray did, because again, you know, the more of an investor you are in the Reservoir, the more BNB you get paid out. So by having that as a constant faucet for your BNB, I mean, you could just live off of that, you know, and build your other positions and other things. But the animal farm strategy, it seems like whether you look at NFTs with dogs, whether you look at the piggy bank and the way that, not the piggy bank, what's the other one? Crap, hold on. Where the heck are you? Where is it? Come in. Where's AFP? Oh, it's not here. That's right. Wrong one. Sorry, guys. It's another browser. Pigpen. That's it. So whether it's Pigpen or dogs, because I really like what he's talking about with the change that he wants to make there. You know, with the tokens, I think Drip AI is going to do that, or AI Drip is going to do that. So it'll be interesting to see that, being that he's one of the devs of DDD. The other thing that I'll talk about that in a sec, if I remember. Let's see. Getting whale tax is bullish. I don't know. That's just me. I don't understand what you mean, Lene. Gary, agree, Potter. Reservoir is a savings link to your checking. Hard hard to deny available. Think I understood that? The pressing question is V3 going to yield far better than AF assets can appreciate plus yield? The reason I think that the potential is there is because the yield is so much lower, right? It's not like astronomical. Apparently, when Celsius was giving 18%, the centralized guys were like, that's rubbish. Just like that too. I think they had a meeting. That's a good question. I loved the. I don't know if you guys heard the message from Ray yesterday about, hey guys, just want to let you know, Forex wants to get anything related to drip and UD-gens away from his beautiful animal farm. And to that, I say, thank you so very much. Right? Go play with the rich kids in Animal Farm. But we'll see. The way that I'm going to test that, Gary, in my opinion, is I'm going to let the dogs that I have, there go. Now, if, I was talking about the Bitcoin thing I plan on doing. If I have Bitcoin, I would stake in an animal farm. It doesn't, you want to have custody, but I'd rather have it, somewhere on a blockchain than, which it would still be in the blockchain on my wallet, but I'd rather have another mechanism on top of my wallet, being able to say, hey, this is allocated to you on the blockchain. I'd rather have, although it is a kind of custody given to the blockchain, it's easy to revoke that and take that back. That gives the bad actor an extra step to go through. Whereas if they just find your wallet, they just go and take your wallet. Don't get me wrong, you're kind of screwed if anybody gets your passphrase, right? It's hard to get back from that, almost impossible. So, but I was just thinking of it in that capacity. Maybe I'll just watch it from, the dogs level. I've got a very small amount in Pigpen, but I just want to put the BTC somewhere I think it's safe, and I wouldn't put it on Coinbase, or I wouldn't put it, in a centralized data or crypto broker or exchange. Lene says, was talking about Gary V2, was talking about avoiding whale tax. I embrace it because that means I'm getting a lot of drip, AK. Yeah, right. I feel like it's part of my dues, but as our Stana says, it's a solo sport. It's on you how you want to do it. Nobody tells somebody who has 8 different bank accounts at 8 different banks, hey, you're taking advantage of the, early entry fees, and, nobody's telling them that. So, if that's the way he wants to do his thing, I think he can do it. There's a lot of craftiness that goes into it. BTCB, USD plays well on Trader Joe where I park. I really think of the biggest things that there are out there, for me, Trader Joe is by far just this thing that's not thought about, and I think it's huge because I'm waiting for drip stuff, and I refuse to do anything else but that. It takes discipline, but I did it. But Trader, for me, on AVAX, gonna go there. I just think it's sound. It seems to be heavily supported by the AVAX Foundation, and it's in America. So I feel not patriotic about that. I'm just saying less worried about the shielding that'll happen about if they try to do anything internationally. So I really think Trader Joe is like really up there. All right, let me go back to this. And I think the divestment strategies are what I was talking about. Like, how much you're going to put into your DGen plays, how much you're going to put into more drip potential things, how much you're going to put into other drip sponsored or people that we know from drip, like that's going to be a whole thing. But for me, the mainstay is Bitcoin, right? That is the baby. That is the reason we're all here. So for me, I would not see not having that as the biggest part of my portfolio after drip. One of the things that Stunna talks about, and I think you see with Ray, with how much he's collected. I wanted to be the person with the most drip. I wanted to destroy everyone. I wanted to have the most drip, and I wasn't gonna like dump it. I was just gonna put it into the faucet. That's where what's his nuts bank teller, where his idea of Big Bertha, that's a brilliant freaking idea. Big Bertha will never dump. It's just the architect. You know, he didn't do a good job of describing it or protecting his community. So, but SK Crypto K is really still into him. So, should I have the capability? Yes, I would dabble in bank teller stuff, but I wouldn't expect. I think of it like anything else we did in crypto. Bye-bye money. Bye-bye now. And then the most important one, Offramp Strategy. So for me, it used to be Binance.us, but now it can only be Coinbase or Gemini for me. So it's hard. I think that I've looked into Spritz, but I'm not sold yet, guys. I'm just not sold yet. I think that I've heard everyone successfully doing everything they want it to. I don't think it's a scam. I think it does exactly what it says it's going to do. I think that it's been tested in regulations or in a regulatory manner. I think it's going to be okay, but I'm just not ready for it. But Spritz is another way. So not only developing an off-ramp strategy is important, it needs to be practiced, because at first, man, you know, I think I've lost $200 like sending it to the wrong wallet on Binance. Like I sent it a BEP20 to BEP2 wallet. Ouch. So that's that one. Back to the Future Christmas 2001 and Christmas 2021. So in 2001 Christmas, I was rich. Like I had crazy amounts of money, you know. It was like burn the dollar bills because it's a .com boom. I was living in a home that was like 700,000. Bought my car in cash, paid off my student loans, you know, buying everything my mama wanted, you know, for her. And then 2021, 20 years later, kind of the same thing was happening, right? It was drip. And it was like, this is happening again? Are you kidding me? And then we had the fall, just like, you know, the .com boom. But this time, unlike the last time, I kind of stayed in, right? I didn't allow myself to go under, right? I started a dance label. And so I was able to generate a gross of like $500,000. But I was like, I kind of still want to work at AOL Time Warner. I want to do the music. You know, I wanted to get into music publishing because music itself, that's not where you make the money. And since I'd worked at a publishing company, I knew that. But I didn't go all the way. I had a plan B. And I was listening to Howard Stern once, and he had this famous guitarist on. The guitarist, Howard was talking to him, and he said, yeah, man, how do you do that? How do you live that life? You know, sleeping on people's couches and stuff like that. You know, I just don't see people, how they can do that. And he said, well, Howard, I have stayed on people's couches, but I don't see what you see. He said, the people that I see who make it, they just didn't have a plan B. And so this time, you see that mirror of 2020, 2001, 2021. I was like, I'm not gonna regret not knowing. So that's why I retired early, right? There were so many factors. I always say that this is the reason and this is the reason, but there were so many factors. But having regret, if you ever read the book Tuesdays or Thursdays with Maury about the sports writer who died of Lou Gehrig's disease, that's the one thing that he said that, you can't get back is regret, right? So you can't change it. You're just going to take that with you until you're in the dirt. Multi-chain trip. I don't think I want to talk about this. This show's gone a long time. All right. So, where are we? Been using sprints myself. Gary, good endorsement. Renee says sprints have been amazing. Been using it for months. Another good endorsement. Greg Younts. Ultimo offshore off-ramp is the direction I'm heading. Yeah, anything that says offshore for this cybersecurity professional says I can't do it. I'm doing it on a public blockchain. Here are my wallet addresses. Have a party. All the digital data is there. Take a look. You can even look at my browser history. So I'm that boring. But a lot of people, a lot of rich people, a lot of politicians, a lot of successful business people, smart investors are doing are doing offshore. So there's got to be something behind it. But me as little fishy, I'm not going to screw with that, because they tend to come after little fishies versus big fishies when they see something that the algorithm picks up. So respect. I'm headed wherever drip takes me. Yep, that sounds like me. And Gary said, sounds like me is drip or drudgery. I think I just read your words when I said it sounds like me. I don't think I was unique there. So, guys, I don't know if that was loud. Sorry about that. But that was, I look back, guys. Did you know that we've known about DDD since March? So when I said, okay, that was all of that coming out, and not knowing if today we're actually going to get a date. Guys, if you're watching this show, you've been here this long, please lower your expectations. Go, okay, I'm going to get a concrete announcement about the announcement of when the counter is going to start. I'm not at 3 o'clock today going to find out when the counter is. I won't be able to celebrate all weekend like I'd like. You gotta say that. You just can't. You can't believe, right? If Forex has taught us one thing, it's to never believe, right? And that sounds horrible, but to never believe, right? Trust what you see, not what you believe in. And I apply that when I hear about anything that's coming out. Anything that's coming out, I don't care. Is it out? Does it have a counter? Is the dev launched on time? That's what I'm going to look at. Think US will cut off Offramp via FedNow. Might. A lot of the misnomers or understandings about FedNow. Now, they may change this, but for right now, they want to, just like the Fed doesn't give money to people, they don't want to be a bank. They said that they are going to give money, CDBC, to banks, not to people. So, people are like, they're going to track everything you do. They're not going to be a bank. We can't do transactions with the Fed, right? They're going to issue the token that's going to go to the banks. So what are you talking about? It's not going to be allowed in your state. To the banks that pay your campaigns, I'm pretty sure you're going to allow that in. That's an opinion. I don't know. Maybe they've got some, stealth helicopter stuff going on, and they're going to get us. All we know is that there's stuff in the air that we can't explain. Crypto Kang, all-time high. Let's hope that's what's up. Lavelle, yeah, March. That was hard, man. That was hard. I was like, March? We've been waiting since March. No wonder when I see something, I get so boom. I mean, thank God for Driptopian, because he's just so level-headed, and he's like, "Look, I'm not gonna foot my own pegs," you know. But when I hear Forex go, "Hey everybody, this is Forex. Hey guys, just gotta have a meeting, and I'm gonna go into a meeting next. You guys, it's very bullish, and I didn't promise." Oops, hold on. Gary said, "Don't step on the sidewalk before it is set." Yep, there you go. Technically, we've been waiting since. Hey, look, see, my eyes starting to glitch a little bit. I can only go back 3 months. I can't go back further than that. And Lenny says, "Yo, Driptopian is a legend." Yes, and as a matter of fact, after DDD, we are going to focus the build show specifically. We're going to focus on Foodtopian because outside of DDD, I think that he is the first DApp that is taking regulation, compliance, and fiat to crypto into a system that other people are going to be using in the future. So for me, Foodtopian, he's already made man, right? He's already got a business. I think he talked about his kids ride the horse. So he's good. So having him do all of these things and watch it, I think for me, I feel that I would be a fool not to at least help that drip community member to propel that to success, because it just makes our bags bigger, right? So, but again, small channel, not trying to get bigger. I think that I can give you guys advice that aligns to cybersecurity, standards, policy, best practices, leading practices with what I've seen internationally when I was working as a consultant, right? So we'll take the deeper dive just like I did in the spreads, and we'll see. All right, guys, how dare you, BBB? We'll talk about that another time. With that said, guys, I wish you a good drip day. I hope that you guys are right with your hope and that I'm wrong, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Thanks for staying, guys. I can't believe you stayed this long. 42 minutes. Nobody's going to watch this on replay. All right. I will talk at you guys later, and you might want to turn down your volume. Game on. Nearly